One of the first questions vintage players asked when the One Ring was spoiled was, does it go in shops? Just as shops is right now, prison shops, aggro shops, traditional colorless shops. Let's find out. Welcome back, vintage gamers. It is time. I have acquired the One Ring. Well, actually, I have 4 One Rings, and I've acquired 0 of them. However, I do have the very powerful, what is this thing? Magic Online All Access Pass, which allows me to play any of the Magic the Gathering cards for a cool $25 for 2.5 weeks. So, we have the One Ring for 2.5 weeks. We got to make the most of it and make some sweet One Ring decks. You can see on the side of this screen here, we have all kinds of ring decks. We got Blue Shops Control, Mana Drain, KCI, Dark Ritual Storm, Smelting Vat. Try to ignore the 8-cast one. And then, of course, we have this colorless shops deck. Now, the reason I'm starting with this is because I think this is the probably most playable of the ring decks that we've seen so far, barring the fact that you can play the ring inside of Coveted Jewel. I may make a video with Coveted Jewel. However, I kind of swore off making Coveted Jewel videos because the deck produces 0 interesting games of Magic and very few minutes of gameplay. The only video I've never posted to this channel was a recording of a prelim where I played 4 rounds with 20 minutes of coverage and made 0 interesting choices. So we don't really play Coveted Jewel on the stream anymore. However, this list is doing very well. X-File, a powerful wizard, has a 4-0 prelim, a 3-1 prelim, and a challenge top 8 with the One Ring inside of various tuned Golos shops shells. So here we have a classic Golos prison shop. So you can see you got spheres, thorn, Golos, but we've made some accommodations to make the One Ring more powerful. So we have 4 Grim Monoliths and 5 keys. We got 4 Manifold Key and 1 Voltaic Key. And we are even playing main Worm Coils for the life gain. So that should be pretty interesting. We are doing a lot of things to make our One Ring pop off, which could be good, could be bad. I have thoughts. I'm not convinced we want to be making our One Ring super strong in a shop deck because I think the one big payoff of having draw 4s and draw 5s is that you get to draw Force of Wills, where this deck can't draw Force of Wills. So I'm not exactly sure how good this is going to be, but Felix is a powerful wizard, so we'll trust him, and we'll do a league with this and see how this goes. I made only slight adjustments from their Vintage Challenge top 8. I've added 4 Null Rods to the board, which you might think, hey, Justin, isn't Null Rod a card where you're countering your own One Ring? And to be honest, the answer is yes. I think we'll probably take the rings out versus Jewel Shop and just bring in 4 Null Rods as our way of trying to win that matchup. I have noticed that we don't have a needle, so we're going to have to fix that and add a needle to our deck. Shouldn't need a Tormod script, so let's go with a needle instead. We have this card here, Argentum Masticore. I don't know if that's... Can you see that on screen? Ah, yes. This is a card I've actually been playing in tons and tons of ring shells. This is a card that is extremely powerful and has not seen enough play on Magic Online. In paper, Jewel players are using this as a sideboard answer to hate pieces like Null Rod, Collector Oof, Lavinia. This is a creature you can cast off Workshop that kills all of those things. A very odd thing to exist inside of colorless artifact creature life. This is a card I think is being underplayed on Magic Online due to people not innovating. Lots of copy-paste lists, but I've never seen a Jewel Shops list on Magic Online that actually played the Masticore in the sideboard. So I have some Masticores in my sideboard in case I'm not bringing in Null Rods to kill other people's Null Rods. There are 4 Wormcoil engines, which is a lot of Wormcoil engines. We'll see how that works. We're going to bring in Chalice and Mindbreak Traps and Null Rods against that Jewel deck. We have some Dismembers for the creature decks, and this deck, this is interesting. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you for round 1. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. Round 1, Vintage League. I don't know what she likes to play. I remember... feel like the whale, but the Ethereal Forger is not a common card. This hand is obviously great though, so we're gonna see what happens. But I have no idea what she'll be playing, so. Right. Wasn't it the whale? Am I crazy? I thought it was the whale, like Jeskai with the whale, but I don't know. It's been a long time. Yes. All right, Scalding Tarn. So is there any value in, say, playing a sphere first? We do need to note that life gain and loss is very important in this version because the ring is the ring. So things like Ancient Tomb and Mana Crypt, we do need to try to minimize. I think I like the idea of going Mana Crypt Sphere. Maybe that's crazy. Just a resolver, huh? Wasteland, my wasteland? No, wasteland tap for probe. Okay. I have a strip mine. I also have 3 ball coming. Ooh, nice. That's even better draw, right? Don't have to use my life. So they have to fetch, and to force this, they have to fetch. All right, well, in that case, we'll just wasteland their wasteland, and they are super locked right now. They need to pay at least 3 for any spell. And we don't have a Golos coming. No, we do have a Golos coming next turn as well. Though now I think we don't have a Golos coming. We're just going to keep them off of this. How much mana do I have? 5. Yeah, let's just... I mean, getting the strip mine means I can't strip mine the basic they fetch, but I think that's okay. All right. And then we'll probably just get a Saga with Golos. Though they continually are playing lands. Another key. So how much mana is this? This is 6, 7. I think I like the idea of getting another wasteland. Maybe a Saga is just good enough. Wait, I can do this. It's not free. I was thinking that I could theoretically go play a key for free, but... Oh, I still can with an Ancient Tomb. I guess there's kind of no reason not to, right? Yeah, I think I miscounted by 1. I mean, the thing is, They're a Jeskai deck, right? They're not beating a Saga either. I think either a Saga or a Wasteland there is totally fine. So the card that I'm not beating is Lavinia, right? Lavinia could be challenging. Do we want to bring in Chalice for one? Kind of don't think so in this build. Kind of don't think I want anything. All my cards are good. It's a nice looking hand. F6 value. Masticores for opposing null rods. And needles and oofs and Lavinias. Masticores are nuts. The card is just great. I've been testing Masticores in all of my ring decks that have workshop anyways. Been just incredibly good every time. I feel like just playing a Saga is... No, it's probably worse than just going Workshop Thorn. They are a non-Luris Wasteland Jeskai deck, or maybe blue-red deck. Ancestral? Sure. Force Pitching Gush. Okay. Could be blue-red Murktide. True. You're not wrong. This looks like a Wasteland angle. No point in giving them tons of free lands if I can help it. They pitched their Gush, so we're not even worried about that. They have acknowledged in chat that the pitch Gush looks a lot better now. I'm sure they have more lands, right? Or maybe they'll preordain. This certainly looks like blue-red, but maybe they're just like trying to prep for Shattering Spree. Yeah. Activating Saga is not a requirement. Mishra's Workshop will cast Grim Monolith, which will help me play Karn, so... Or, even better, Mishra's Workshop will just let me go Los. God, great magic card. Is it crazy to get an Ancient Tomb here? Probably. We probably just want a Saga. What if we just get a Strip Mine? I'm just gonna get a Saga. If they go Land Needle Saga, yeah, I guess. We just play another Golos, right? It's not that big a deal. I don't think I need it. I think if I just put a Saga in play, they'll concede. Yeah. Fair Blue Decks versus Mishra's Workshop. A tale as old as time. All right, here we go. We're battling. We got Absorbent 3 across the table. Absorbent 3 is notably someone who is extremely well prepared for artifacts. So this should be interesting. However, I don't know how well prepared they are for Worm Coil engines. They can destroy artifacts really easily. But I think this hand's a keep. Because I think Worm Coil could actually be quite good against them. Though if I get Collector Roofed on turn 1, my hand is very silly. Well, the problem isn't 1/6/6. The problem is that the 6/6 dies and makes multiple things that both are good against Tarmogoyf. All right. I think I'm going to keep this hand. I do think there are problems with this hand, especially if my opponent plays like Simian Spirit Guide, Land, Collector Roof, but maybe they'll play Ignoble Hierarch instead, and we'll be okay. Basic Mountain, red mana, Ragavan. Okay. All right, opponent. I see you. Are you on blue red Murktide? That's what chat wants to know. uh, oh man. I think I'm not going to play Sphere because I'm trying to get to Wormcoil. You 5-0'd? I saw that. I saw that. I was looking at the trophies and I saw your name and I said, I haven't seen that name in a while. You want me to Caracas bounce? Nah, I don't really care about a Ragavan in any capacity. This is not a playable vintage Magic card. No matter what anyone tells you, Ragavan, I actually sold my Ragavans on Magic Online because I deemed it not worthy of being played in vintage. You want to see some, you know what cards I haven't sold? Riddlesmiths, Oval Chase Daredevils. Ragavan was sold before those cards. I actively think Ragavan is just bad. I don't recommend you play it. So here I am. Interesting. So I can play Grim Monolith and then Sphere Wormcoil. I don't care about bouncing this Ragavan. Good luck with your matches. All right. Can Absorbent 3 beat a Wormcoil engine? All right. That's a start. Beseiju only costs 1 with Ragavan in play. Powerful wizard. I don't get any basic because I don't have one. Or I don't even have a non-basic that's a basic land type. All right, now there are 2 3/3s. Do you also have answers for my 2 3/3s? Okay, strip mine on my workshop. Sure. They have Ren and 6 strip mine lock now. They did return Beseiju though, instead of strip mine, so that they can kill an attacker here. Seems reasonable. I feel like we just Caracas this Ragavan and attack. Do need to take out this Ren and 6 so I don't get strip mine locked underneath my own sphere. But I guess that they can actually beat all of these, right? Because they Beseiju one, and then they buy it back and Beseiju the other one. Whoa, are we gonna lose? Can they beat a Wormcoil engine? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I may have made a mistake. I may have made an error. I should have put basics in my deck. This looks really bad for me, right? Like they kill this worm, and the next turn they kill my saga. Oh wait, why would they do that? Oh, they have a land drop, so they can use the reduced cost. Uh-oh. 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 Things are bad. I believe I may have lost my own game here. Yeah, they can beat a worm coil. I was the fool. The one red and 6 that does the job. They just respond by Besajuing. Ugh, things are bad. Things are quite bad. So we can play a Besaju and a Grim Monolith. That will hopefully... Sorry, we can play a Saga and a Grim Monolith. That'll hopefully give us some extra mana for next turn. And then they Besaju my Saga, obviously. I assume. This is bad. I think we're, like, in trouble. I don't have a Needle main for this Ren 6 either. They'd return Strip Mine for Urza Saga. That makes sense, actually. I actually don't have enough mana to play Wormcoil Engine right now either. Playing this Sphere might have been a mistake. Crop rotation? Is this like another Strip Mine? Another Wasteland? It must be, right? Oh my, we are getting gamed. I was a fool. I was a fool to think that this would work. How do you never lose to Absorbent 3? Not me. Like, look at the gaming that's happening here. We're dead. We're just actually dead. Wow. That's so crazy. Man, playing artifact decks against Absorbent 3 is just not a good time. I feel like I shouldn't have never played this Sphere, but I don't know if that really stopped me, so. Look at them go! They played 3 mana Abrade with Elvish Spirit Guide. Their entire deck is artifact hate. How am I supposed to play? I should have untapped something, right? Did I have the mana? I think I had the mana. It's fine. I'm just wallowing in self-pity. They can just bring back Besaju, kill my Black Lotus. I think I'm completely locked out now, right? Yeah, I'm just dead. Wow. Well, they let me cast a spell for some reason, so got that. What do you want me to do? Like, they have 8,000 removal spells that kill artifacts in their deck. This is crazy. I can't even do anything off this, right? Like, whatever I get just gets strip mine. All right, let's just go next. We've been defeated. We've been defeated in the arena of ideas. All right, I'm gonna bring in Worm Coils and Argentum Masticores and Dismembers and Needle, and I'm gonna take out all my Sphere effects and Sensei's Top and Tabernacle. Submit. You think they have ways to exile the ring though? We are snap playing a turn 1 ring here. I'm really worried about the life loss of Ancient Tomb in this deck. I guess there's no reason for me to draw a card now. Might Exiles. They have Might in their deck. That would be a problem. Den of the Bugbear. You don't play Lodestone here? No, it's not even close to the level of power that One Ring is going to possess here. I hate this game. All right, never mind. Clearly we should have played Lodestone Golem. Totally not true. I disagree. That sounds like someone who's never tapped the One Ring. Now, what do I want to do? Don't really want to play an Argenta Masticore when I have so little going on. We could play Strip Mine and Lodestone, I guess. It's pretty strong. Clearly, I want to lose. Yeah, you know, that's me, the vintage content creator who just wants to lose. I never really want to win. True story. I definitely am not making the play because I think it's better. That's me, losing for content. If my opponent doesn't immediately have a Haywire Mite there, we run away with the game by playing the One Ring. We don't do the same thing by playing a Lodestone Golem. So the Argenta Masticore costs a card every turn is the biggest problem. But maybe we can win the game. I guess we can technically hit the Emerald, which is quite strong. So the Argenta Masticore does really want the ring to be drawing cards with it. But I think we're just going to play it. See if we can tempo him out here. Not learning and registering Doomsday is technically losing for content. That I kind of vibe with. Especially when we saw game one happen with all the infinite artifact removal my opponent plays, and I play the indestructible draw engine on turn one. Nah, that's a bad play. Terrible play. Who would do that? All right, so I'm going to discard this Inventor's Fair and kill their Mox Emerald. I'll take them off green mana. See if they have a Boseiju here. Looks like they probably do. Could technically just have Vigor as well. Yep, they've got Vigor. Oh, man, I'm so glad I have a Lodestone Golem. Would be a shame if someone destroyed it with any of their infinite ways of destroying it. The good news is my opponent currently doesn't have colorful mana. The bad news is I have nothing. True. Oh, they got green mana. 2 cards left in hand for the opponent. I would say we're in a rough spot here. We basically needed them not to have the 1 Haywire Mite, and they had the 1 Haywire Mite. And that's a Lurgoyf of the Tarmo variety. Uh-oh. Never mind. Game's free. Quick and easy. Easiest game of my life. What the fuck does your line do? Oh my, chat is so stupid. You understand that Lodestone Golem non-artifact spells cost 1 more. They played 2 artifact spells on turn 1 and then paid the 0 mana Force of Vigor that kills 2 things. Oh my god. Oh. I've not read such stupid comments in so long. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on and hopefully draw some 1 rings. I haven't heard such stupid comments since Monday when I last had a Twitch chat. True. Factually accurate. I'm gonna try to find a ring because it's the only thing that can't be destroyed by my opponent's spells. This hand's sweet. I even have an answer for Collector Roof in this hand. This hand's sweet. This hand's so good. Whoa. It's a keeper. I think the answer here is to get rid of a key. I'd like to have additional mana sources. I think the key is not necessary. The key is super important when you play against like a blue deck, but against this deck, not seeing it. Hierarch, sure. Mountain, sure. Only 3 cards left in hand from the opponent. We have multiple rings. Also, if I get like Strip Mine and Null Rotted, I can use my Fair to play Dismember, which is also pretty important. Though we do have a slight issue of life total, but hopefully the Worm Coil might solve for that. I'm just going to draw now because I'm lazy. That's losing for content. Yeah, definitely no way I'm dismembering this Noble Hierarch when my opponent plays at least 4 Collector Roofs. No reason for them to Vigor or anything because this is indestructible and this is tapped. So I assume my opponent's pausing because they have a stop for Vigor, but they don't have any reason to Vigor. Urza Saga, huh? Sure. And then what does this do? Enters with 5 counters. It can destroy artifacts or enchantments with 3. It can get bigger for 2, and it can gain vigilance and menace for 1. Okay. 1 saga for 1 might, and then 1 crop rotation. Value. All right. So I am going to lose a lot of life here. Lose 1, lose 2, draw Wasteland. Not a bad draw. Let's draw 2 cards. Another ring. I'm like really concerned about life total. Like I have to Wasteland here, right? I'm going to take 5 at least. I'm like really concerned about life total. I guess I theoretically could play my own Saga and kill their Miglaws. And that puts the pressure on that. I mean, they're going to have a Vigor though, right? So it kind of feels silly. I guess what I could do is just reset my ring. Just give them a token. Maybe it's fine. What if I just play Inventor's Fair, reset my ring? I could just play Wasteland, reset my ring as well. Because I will have to kill this before it becomes a might, probably. But maybe I don't care about a might, actually. But maybe I do care about the creatures. I would be really upset if I, like, play a Saga, it gets Vigored. I'm going to play Wasteland and reset my ring. I think saving the life points here matters, and I have extra rings to give, right? I think that makes the most sense to me. What is this? Lightning Bolt, target me. Okay. I guess I could technically leave the other ring if I wanted to draw like 1,000,000 cards, but that doesn't seem like the thing I need to do here. I'm super worried about life total in this game. That's what I'm thinking. Their last card is Collector Oof. Now, we're still probably drawing a card here, right? So I have the ability to kill Collector Oof and draw more cards if I want. I also could just not activate my ring, take no damage, and then just go Ancient Tomb Wormcoil. I guess they have a Miglaws that can kill the first Wormcoil. And then a Might kills the ring. That seems fine. I actually think I'm just going to draw. I think drawing one is still fine. Still going to draw one. I think the one is worth it. Key. My opponent can still make a construct as well. True. Yeah, but the problem is I can't activate the ring, so. Maybe I shouldn't have drawn a card with the ring. Another Wormcoil. All right. So new plan is to stabilize the board with a bunch of Wormcoil engines. That's the new plan. They have no cards in hand either, so. So they make a 2/2, and then they make a 3/3, and then it's a 4/4s, and they have a Miglaws that they can activate. Not next turn, though. I think we're winning this board state as is. We can also start gaining life with Inventor's Fair. I do think I might have been, might have been wrong to draw that one extra card. Okay. And then this is going to get a Haywire Might, probably, even though they can't activate it with Oof. Or could get a Needle, I guess. No, they got the Haywire Might. Okay. My thing has Death Touch, so they can't really have a profitable attack. Though I am slowly... They could also blow it up in middle of combat, so I can't lifelink. I definitely shouldn't have drawn this card with the ring. So I definitely want to get in... And I guess I want to get Saga in play. Do I live here if they blow up my Wormcoil in the middle of attacks? I block here, and I block here, and I take 6, 7. Yeah, it's still fine. Not if we have 2 lifelinking Wormcoil engines, right? Oh, I'm at 7. Shit. Might still be fine. I could just dismember this. If I dismember it, I guess I can have other combat tricks, but that takes the onboard one off. No, they can kill my Wormcoil with removing oil counters. So maybe it just makes sense to go to 3 and dismember this. Yeah, I mean, if they bolt me, they bolt me. I don't think I care. Like, if they have a second lightning bolt, they have a second lightning bolt. I can guarantee 6 life back with an attack. True. But then I take more damage on the swing back, right? Especially if these become 5/5s. I don't know if I'm super winning. That's why I'm thinking about it. Like, if they have a Beseiju and Miglaws, I lose, right? What is just attack? Well, I'm not sure that's better. If I just attack, it gives them way more access to getting no lifelinking combat tricks. I think attacking is not good here. Like, Right now, they can stop my lifelinking once. But if they have so if I attack, am I just dead on the swing back? I go to 13. They attack. I block. They have a removal again. So they have a removal in play. I take 4, 8, 9, and if they draw an artifact, 11. So that wouldn't kill me. I still think this attack is bad, doesn't it? Like maybe I have to kill this Miglaws if I make this attack. Yeah, if I go to 13 and I go to 9 and then they attack, I block. If they have a mid-combat removal spell, I take 2, 3, 7, maybe 8 if they have another artifact, so I guess it's fine. It's like really close. It's like super, super close. What? How can that possibly be right? This thing doesn't exile creatures. That can't possibly be right. I'm still dismembering this Miglaws because I don't want them to have the onboard combat trick. Oh, wait, this thing... No, they just made it too... They can... Oh, I'm so bad. I have to do it in response to that block. Fuck! Oh, they didn't see it. They didn't see it. Oh, my God. They have Hierarch Emerald now, so they can remove 2 counters. I guess at any point they could have also had Spirit Guide too, so... Good God. And I don't think I'm going to activate this ring unless they exile it. And then it's free. I think my opponent... Oh, what a bad play by me. Even then, like, if I dismember this and they had a Spirit Guide, how good would that be? It'd been so good. I guess I would just lose on the spot if they had a Spirit Guide and I made my other line. Okay, so they're going to kill my ring, which... They're just too focused on the ring here, which is just a mistake. I think I'm not supposed to win this game. I think I was not supposed to win this game, but now it looks like we're very easily going to win this game. I don't really like the way I played a lot of these things. I think I drew one too many cards. Not ideal. Oh, they have another Collector Roof. That's why. They wanted to get rid of the ring. Okay. I understand. It's still bad for you, opponent. It's still really bad for you. I can see why they made the play they did, though. It makes sense to me. Oh, baby. Argenta Masticore. That card is so strong. This card is lit. Shops has a way to kill Null Rod and Collector Roof. It's crazy. What do they have? Oh, they have an Abrade? Sure. Yeah, this doesn't matter. So, like, if they had a Braid, right? Say they had an Abrade and a Miglaws activation in combat to negate both lifelink. That's the thing that I was worried about and trying to play around. Theoretically, they could have had like a... I guess they couldn't have had Beseiju. Because they didn't have a legendary. It's just all kinds of stuff like that. So... Where does this leave us? I guess we can get Seeds of Innocence off the top. Do I care? I don't think I care. I guess I should not play my Masticore in case I get Seeds of Innocence. I mean, I should win Seeds of Innocence with just Saga, right? So it doesn't actually matter. So I should just probably play my Masticore then. I think I'm going to hold all these other cards, though. I could have played a One Ring instead of a Wormcoil. That's totally possible as well. All right, we have a Inventor Sphere for infinite turns here as well. I have to hold this Grim Monolith so I can shoot the Collector Roof as well. Yeah, we're just super ahead. So they have to have an artifact removal spell in their hand. That was a crazy game. That was super cool. All right, we got another banger for you. Lord Yawgmoth, last time I played them, was on blue-black Reanimator. So, see what we have. Our opening salvo, unfortunately, does not have a soul land. If this had a Ancient Tomb or a City of Traders or a Workshop, this hand is a banger. Maybe it still is a banger. If I go Inventor Sphere Key, pass into Grim Monolith, gives me 3 mana, 2 mana, 5 mana. Doesn't give me enough to play both spells. I could play both spheres, I guess. Huh. I'm just gonna mulligan. I think that's asking for too much. This hand doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Let's try again. If my opponent is still on the same deck, spheres are quite good against them. This hand, man, these hands have been so bad. I needed like the ring in the last hand where I had 4 starting mana, and then I needed all those mana in the second hand and the first hand where I had no fast mana. Yeah, these hands have just been extremely poor. I don't even think there's any world where you can keep something like this. I guess on 5, if you kept this hand and put away your Wormcoil and your city, maybe, or yeah, maybe your city, and then you go Saga Key, and then you go Wasteland, and then you can like get a Soul Ring or a Mana Vault and play a Crucible or Ring or something. I feel like there are better 4-card Chops hands than this hand, right? Just feels like this is not good enough. Yeah, there we go. Keep. Put 3 cards on the bottom. 1. I could theoretically just put Lodestone Monolith on the bottom and go for a Saga Gaming. That's probably the best. It's probably better than going turn 1 Lodestone by itself and nothing else. I can go Saga, Ruby, Sphere, and then just... That's like not a bad 4-card start on the play. I think that's just acceptable. I can't beat a Vigor, but it's fine. This is at least taxing my opponent, or at least presenting attacks for my opponent, and then also having a threat backing it up. Like a strong threat. Like Lodestone is fine. I think you could have also kept like a turn 1 Lodestone hand with no backup plan. think that also is acceptable. But they're both pretty similar. They had a force pitching show and tell, so it looks like they're on the same Reanimator deck. This is a big reason I wanted to play a turn 1 sphere. I think it's just like extremely important to stopping my opponent from doing the broken things. But I expect to get run over in this game, considering I kept a 4-card hand that got my sphere forced. We'll have to see what happens, though. I don't even know what like a good draw for me looks like. Maybe a Trinisphere. Another Urza Saga. It's not bad. Certainly not bad. I just don't think Urza Saga beats what my opponent's going to do to me with like end of turn Entomb, Grizzlebrand, or whatever. Just not going to work out. I'm also not packing any main deck graveyard hate. Is something happening here? Am I getting like crop rotation wastelanded in response to this trigger? Entomb, I assume, right? Oh, we're just fetching in response to my Saga trigger for no reason. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I think it's just Entomb. I mean, we're just so super. Oh, Vamp. Okay. Well, it's still bad for me. All right, well, let's see what kind of murder my opponent achieves on us. Or is it just Ancestral? Oh, no, that's a Black Lotus. Black Lotus signifies murder. Not the card murder either. Just my life total. Sanity. Oh, here's Entomb. So it's going to be like Entomb Animated or something. I mean, they're going to Entomb Grizzlebrand, right? Yeah. Things are bad. This is why I wanted a sphere. I did mulligan to a sphere. Can I beat this in any meaningful way? Yes. If they overdraw, I can play a Saga and make a Manifold Key and attack them. That's my out. Please draw another 7. Maybe their first 7 has 7 lands in it, and then... Oh, we have Caracas. True. I mean, I assume they're also going to get a... They have an Archon in their deck as well, which I assume they can get. Makes me wish we had an Expedition map, something I considered. Bizarre Baghdad. Many cards are being drawn. Does our sideboard even have ley lines? No. It's not good for the home team. The problem with the things that get reanimated these days, Grizzlebrand, Atraxa, Archon, is that like they just draw a million cards or put a million cards into your hand. They have Ashen Rider as well? Damn. I told you it was going to be a banger. Couldn't convince them to draw some more cards here. Yeah. Do I have a top in my deck? I think I have a top in my deck. Top can find us Krakus, right? What is happening? Am I getting Chain of Vapor or something? No, Chain of Vapor can't happen. Ancestral? They would have done it in my upkeep. Oh. Okay, we're ancestraling now for some reason. Sure. Even if I get it, are we like... Alright, let's just do what we can. Spin. Survey says... Time Vault. I mean, I don't think my Time Vault's going to resolve. And even if my Time Vault does resolve, they just Ashen Rider it. Feel like I must make the attempt though, right? Can I hold it? Hold it doesn't help me. They just draw a million cards. I just can't beat this, right? Like they're going to have another reanimate spell. They're going to gain 6 life. There's no point in trying this. Too late, didn't wait. Well, they can stop my combo by reanimating Ashen Rider or by force of willing my Time Vault. And it's less likely for my opponent to have a force of will now. But it's like impossible for them not to have an Ashen Rider, so it doesn't matter. No, I don't think that's better. Like my opponent just has to have a force of will. Or a force of negation. Or blow up my Urza Saga. Like if I don't play it, they just Ashen Rider my Urza Saga, right? Like I think all roads lead to me being dead. Maybe holding it gives you the highest odds, but those odds are like 5% instead of 4% or something. All right, whatever. Let's just get out of here. Oh, I don't want to play here. All right. So, yeah, I mulled really hard because I knew what my opponent was going to do to me, and they did it to me anyways. So, I'm not even sure you bring in Needle, but they are a bizarre deck. Chalice on 1 looks incredible here. Wormcoil looks terrible. But we are in danger of overdrawing as always. Mindbreak Trap is probably reasonable. Probably like trimming on keys. Tabernacle seems... I guess we could theoretically be able to Tabernacle them actually in this matchup. That seems kind of feasible. Tabernacling actually seems very feasible here. Which is kind of weird. Let's just trim on keys. I don't have a Bajuka Bog. Like, this deck is missing some of the comforts of a traditional Golos Prison deck to help facilitate the ring. We really are quite light on Graveyard Hate. How? What? How what? How am I... Because my opponent plays very few mana sources, so we could theoretically strip mine them out and then Tabernacle their creatures away. My opponent is like playing Bazaar of Baghdad, and they can't play off-color Moxen. I think it's like very, very possible that we keep them on low on mana and Tabernacle away their creature. I think that's definitely a possibility. I feel like this is totally fine. It's not good, but it's not the end of the world or anything. We have a sphere. We have a mind break. I don't know how mind break trap might just not be good enough, to be fair. They aren't really a 3-spell deck, but like presenting a turn 1 sphere against their deck just seems incredible. Don't no real reason to play Monolith first, especially with all the keys we cut. All right, that's a very strip mineable target. Though we might not want to strip mine right away so that we can get a Monolith in play first. Oh my gosh, they have Black Lotus. Well, that's certainly an issue. Mana Crypt. That's actually a really good draw because that lets us play a Monolith and still strip mine. Probably don't want to show Caracas. Unfortunately, Black Lotus is their best mana accelerant against Sphere. But I have a lot of mana. I have a Sphere in play. Technically, I have a Mind Break Trap up now because I have a Grim Monolith I could use. Could pay the 1. But I can't imagine they can cast 3 spells through a Mind Break Trap. Here's their basic after I strip mine. Though I don't know how good blue is. 4 blue? Show and tell, right? I sure hope this is a legend. I don't even know if I'm beating a legend for what it's worth. Now, is it better for me to put I think it's better for me to put a Monolith into play, right? Because I can still play the Caracas next turn. And the Monolith costs mana. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna need to strip mine Tabernacle. Ugh. All right. See you, opponent. I see you. Of course, my arch nemesis, blue-black Reanimator. It's so doomed. Oh, I don't think we can do it in time, so you shouldn't have any faith. We're gonna get 3-tapped by this Sarah's Emissary. In fact, we're super, super dead because my strip mine is in my yard. So we need to draw Crucible on our next turn. And then we draw Crucible on our next turn, Tabernacle on the turn following that, and they can't have drawn a land during any point of that. Yeah, I mean, they cast a 3-mana spell through my turn 1 sphere by having the Black Lotus. It is what it is. Sometimes you have it. I guess technically we can... I don't even know if we can declare protection from everything. Don't you have to declare an opponent? Like if we drew the ring, does that save us at all? Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on, we're cooking. We just need to draw exactly the Crucible and have them have no counter magic and have them not draw a land for turn. And then win all the crypt flips. And have them, come on, you have a force after all this shit? All right, careful study wins again. All right, we've been bested. Close, but no cigar. Okay, round whatever 4 with our ring prison shop stack. We're up against Dredge, so that'll be really fun. We'll get to see the ring in action, hopefully. So this hand goes monolith key, monolith lodestone with a wasteland against Dredge. Yeah, this is probably a keep. It does have some problems. Is the ring good with PO? Not really. It kind of replaces PO in a sense. I don't think the ring has any real synergies with PO besides like, yeah, you can draw it and like, you know, protect yourself from another turn or something, but that's not really what you're trying to do with the ring. The whole protection aspect is only good in certain matchups in Vintage. So my opponent powdered 12 cards and kept a 6-card hand. We're gonna try going monolith key, untap monolith lodestone. We could obviously run into some issues there. Doesn't look like we're going to run into issues though. All right, so this is good. This protects us from getting Force of Willed and Force of Vigored. And we have a Wasteland for the Dredger, for the Bazaar of Baghdad. So actually it puts us in a pretty reasonable spot. If we get griefed, we don't care because we don't have any cards in our hand that matter. So really it's just how much can they dredge? If this Bazaar activates and like puts a Golgari Grave Troll in the yard, then maybe we're not favored. But if it activates and puts just a 3-cost dredger in the yard, or a dredge 3 in the yard, maybe we'll be in a good spot. Damn, Twitter is going to war in Pioneer Land, huh? Uh, so, well, people were mostly yelling about Pioneer today, and people want like everything to be banned, nothing to be banned. It's skill intensive format. It's not a skill intensive format. And then one of the Pioneer only players was like, just join our Patreon. And Sandy Dog comes in with the hammer and goes, don't sub to someone's Patreon who calls you scummy after they lose. And it shows a picture of the Patreon guys getting timed out by Sandy Dog. And then and then multiple other people quote tweeting Sandy Dog's tweet with similar situations. A lot of hammers being thrown. And someone quote tweeted it with a tweet from that person, or from a text from that person that says, maybe you should try to win the game. So, you know, just typical Twitter things. I get to sit on the side and laugh. All right, so my opponent, Dredge, they have 2 Dredge 5s and an Icarid, so quite strong Bazaar activation. We do have, of course, the Wasteland, and they can't cast Noxious Revival through our Lodestone. So there are some upsides here. We can simply untap this Monolith, and now we have to question whether it's worth 2 life to play another Monolith. I guess we can just play a Monolith off this Monolith instead. And we can untap it later if we need to. I don't think there's any reason not to attack, considering this Lodestone does not block Icarid. I'm not gonna argue with anyone. I don't have a dog in this race. Wait, isn't it normally a horse in this race? I guess there are technically dog races, so that would be fine. Both are not exactly fine, but moving on. F6. You think we lost this game? It's possible. It's possible. Like, my opponent did put a very strong set of dredgers. Let's make this graveyard bigger for everyone. We do need help. But if we draw a ring, don't you think we're super favored? If we draw like a ring off the top, I would consider us to be extremely favored, right? If we simply draw a ring, I think we are pretty locked to win, especially with the active key. Opponent did warn us that they might be playing a little slow because they're doing some dinner work. But all right, let's see what happens here. Opponent dredges. Wait, did my opponent not dredge? What happened? I think my opponent might have misclicked through their turn there because they didn't dredge and they didn't put Icarus in play. Well, I guess they would never put Icarus in play here, but they definitely should have dredged for turn. There's no reason for them not to dredge, so I think they might have just misclicked or something. I still think we were in a good spot, not me. Like, simply drawing Golos or Key, I think that probably puts us in a good spot. Maybe not. Sorry, the ring, I mean. They do also need to hit Narcomoebas to not die to my Lodestone, but that should be pretty easy to do. Why do they not... oh, they don't want to bring back Icarid. Okay, so here's a Narcomoeba. They hit double Dredger, a second Icarid. All right. If they had hit that last turn, I agree. We would be in a worse spot. We also have a unblockable Lodestone. Oh, no, we just win this game easily. This game's over. We go protection. We make our thing unblockable twice and win. It depends. No, I think we were just winning this game even if my opponent didn't miss the Dredger. It kind of depends on how far 5 goes this turn, but drawing the 1 ring I think makes us just super favored. We could draw 1 this turn. We could even draw 2 if we wanted. But I think we would just make this unblockable twice. The Lodestone Golem coming into play. Wait. Bring back Lodestone Golem, guy. They're definitely not still here. What? They're still here. That one's for you, Lodestone Golem guy. I did it for you. Anyways, let's bring in Wormcoil Engines are great against Dredge. Let's bring in Needle and Cage. Wow, we have so little graveyard hate. It's crazy. Kind of wild. What do we take out? I don't know. Karn looks terrible. Top is probably fine. There was a crypt and a tabernacle. True. I don't like Tormod's Crypt is like the worst card against Dredge anyways. The only reason people play Tormod's Crypt is for Karn and for PO, right? True. What do we take out though? I actually think keys are kind of important here to doing ring things. We're getting... Well, I need to take out 3 magic cards. How do we do that? Caracas? Seems like not great. Key? Top? You want me to take out Volkey? I think that's the way you steal wins, though. Let's do this. I don't know. Not really sure, to be honest. Throwing for content. He played the Lodestone. No, wait. I played the Lodestone, so I'm not throwing for content. Sorry. Tryharding. Imagine we go 4-1 in this league and our only loss is the blue-black Reanimator. That's actually kind of on brand. Do we expect them to have something that makes splitting keys better than taking out a Voltaic? That's a fair point. I guess we theoretically could have taken out the Voltaic. Reasonable. So this is a classic. I have 1 piece of Dredge hate, which in 2023 is actually a mulligan. This thing has Sphere into Wormcoil. Is that enough? Huh. Now this is a more interesting question because I do consider Wormcoil to be Dredge hate. Let's. Oh, the problem is if I kept it already. The problem is if I bottom a Wormcoil and then they grief me and I lose my second Wormcoil, but I need all these other cards, right? I do kind of need all these other cards. I guess I theoretically could go Ancient Tomb, Monolith, Crypt, Sphere, and then untap, and I have 7 mana for Wormcoil. Phyrexian Revoker is 1 not in the deck and 2 bad against Dredge. So I'm kind of confused. I guess I theoretically can put back this key and keep both Wormcoils, though you're never casting the second Wormcoil if I don't keep key. And then if they instead they take the Monolith or the Crypt, it's super bad. It's actually really interesting because I kept it. I'm not sure we're supposed to keep it, but it's definitely interesting because we kept it. I'll take the key away. Let's try this. Yeah, but the Dredge deck is going to play no cards that make splitting keys good. Is what they're saying, which is a reasonable point. All right, here comes Grief. All right, so I successfully played around getting my 1 Wormcoil taken by Grief. Vintage has been going pretty well. We've had some banger games. Playing some key. We'll probably do 2 key leagues tonight if this keeps going quickly. We'll see. If only it's been a pretty short stream so far. Could I not turn 1 a Wormcoil with key? Well, I'm trying to play the Wormcoil with Sphere backup. So you're not wrong, but playing a Wormcoil on turn 1 would leave me vulnerable to Mindbreak Trap. And other things. So they did still take a Wormcoil. I was hoping to theoretically get a Sphere down before casting Wormcoil, so that Wormcoil definitely resolves. But that might not be a reasonable play, considering we have Ancient Tomb and Mana Crypt. Maybe we would die too fast. They just pitched a Force of Vigor. Interesting. Oh, we drew a ring. We definitely want to make sure the ring resolves. Unfortunately, no matter what we do, we would have... I guess we could theoretically have gone Ancient Tomb, Monolith, Sphere, and then I could have paid 1 for the Mana Crypt. So maybe that was a missequence. Oh, they're going to just negate the Mana Crypt. So they had Mindbreak Trap in their hand. See? This is why you didn't want to go for the turn 1 Wormcoil play. All right, so the Mana Crypt gets negated. So now we actually don't have to play the Sphere. We can just play the Monolith. Because they're never going to cast any spells for the rest of the game. The Sphere is not useful. So here they Dredge, they hit a Golgari Grave Troll, they Dredge, they hit double Creeping Chill, putting me to 12. Oh, that went pretty badly. They Dredge a Golgari Grave Troll again. And they miss. They hit no Icarids, though. So I'd love to have land... Oh. Oh, my. That certainly changes things, doesn't it? Because they already have the Golgari Grave Troll in their hand. Their next biggest Dredger is only a Dredge 3. No, we know what the cards are. They dredged a Golgari Grave Troll. That's why I said we didn't need to play the Sphere. I think the answer here is definitely Wasteland, just based on the way their setup is. And then the question becomes, do we play the Ring? And I think the answer is no, because every mana source lets us play a Wormcoil engine, which I think is better in this situation. Though if we play a Ring and draw, we can... we lose our Monolith, and we lose 1 life, 2 life, 3 life, go to 9. They still have 2 chills in their deck. I think I'm going to wait. Which could be wrong. See how this Dredge 3 goes. If they had a Dredge 5, maybe I would change my mind. But they have a Dredge 3. Dredge 3 hit an Icarid. That's very good. That's basic. And a Dredge 4. We really want to play Wormcoil this turn. Any mana source gets us to Wormcoil, which I think will stabilize this. Yeah, because I know Ring protects us from chills, but I want to wait until the One Ring is like very good. All right, hit our mana source. We've got a Wormcoil, so now they can't even attack us with Icarid, and they're only dredging 4. I think we've stabilized. Because next turn we can, if we hit a mana source, we can like attack with Wormcoil and play a ring. Dredge 4, hit nothing. I think this is just winning. Crucible. So I think the answer here is just make a token only saves 1 life, right? But I mean that also is probably winning. Well, the waste lock doesn't matter because my opponent is never playing a Bazaar again anyways. I guess I theoretically could choose not to block the Icarid, but Nargamoeba. Yeah, they just can't dredge fast enough. That Wasteland was so good. I mean, I can just take this, right? Like, I don't even care. I'm going to gain 6 life again next turn. Yeah, nothing they do matters. This game is just over. Do I want to make a Saga? I don't even need to make a Saga. I think I probably just go like Soul Ring, One Ring, or nothing matters. I actually think they just can't beat this Warp Coil engine with the draws. They had really bad dredges, for what it's worth. Like, they dredged horribly. Their dredges were very, very, very poor. But this is what you kind of mean by like Worm Coil being dredge hate. So, or Bazaar hate anyways. Okay, here we go. 5th and final match with our Golos Ring Shops. This hand has Urza Saga, which does not equal enough. Let's mulligan it. This hand has Urza Saga with a bunch of other stuff, which I think is viable. We should put a key back. I don't think we need 2 keys. Though, if we take 2 keys and we go Sangha Soul Ring, key, my Soul Ring, key, might just be better than a Monolith. Then we can draw mad cards. Could be fun. Could be a good time. Yeah, key top interaction. And then we also have a million mana with Academy because we're going to play so many cards on turn 1 here. So we don't have a sphere or anything, so we are likely to die. It's possible we can die. Dying is fun. All right, so we untap our Soul Ring with our key. That gives us another key for free, unless we get Vigored. If we get Vigored, everyone is sad, especially me. I'm super sad if we get Vigored. Please do not vigor me. If you vigor me, we can no longer be friends. Oh, it's Hogak! Well, Urza Saga, once again, a terrible, terrible magic card. Highly recommend you don't register a deck with Urza Saga in it. Now, I think we are extremely unlikely to win this game. Man, there's nothing quite like Urza Saga being fucking awful. Oh, cool. 13 free power. Why not? Yeah. I'm just dead. I am actual factual just dead. Vigor plus lethal attackers. How much mana does this give me? Can I draw into anything if I do this? 3. I can draw into... No, I needed to not play my Tolarian and draw into Tabernacle with my top. Shit. I did have an out to this. And I didn't think about it. Alright, I didn't have it in the top cards anyways. Oh, I could have blind drew into to Time Vault as well. You're right. I should have played my top and activated it, is what I should have done for Time Vault. It was Time Vault and Tolarian, so I had to not play my Academy. No, wait, I need to play my Academy for Time. So if I play my Tolarian Academy, I can have my one card on the top be Time Vault. And if I don't play my Tolarian Academy, I can have my one card on the top be Tabernacle. So I think both of those are the same odds. There's really no one is better than the other. I guess Time Vault's better because it wins on the spot, but it loses to Second Vigor. Not sure. All right, I do think this matchup should be quite good considering we have 4 Wormcoil engines. We're only going to bring in Needle, but we also will bring in Dismember for Collector Oof. And then we're going to take out all of our spheres. They're not good in this matchup. Though on the play, I do like Trinisphere. We're going to take out some of our things that get hit by Collector Oof. But I guess we're not taking out Volkey. Interesting. Yeah, we'll run like this. This deck looks quite good against Aggrovine, which is what we're playing against, so I'm pretty happy. Like, simply playing a Golos is good against Aggrovine because it's a 3/5. My opponent is playing Collector Oof as a 4-of. So Argentum Masticore kills Collector Oof. Also kills Vengevines and Hollow Ones, technically. We have the cards to make that happen as well. It's also a 5/5 first strike, which is also good in this matchup. So I think Masticore looks great. Golos looks good. Wormcoil looks great. Needle looks good. Dismember looks fine. Ring looks great. Overall, looks quite good. We do need to find a lot of fast mana, though. This hand has turn 1 Golos, right? Yeah, that's good enough. It also has protection from Hogak. True. So I have a Strip Mine and a turn 1 Golos into... I assume we should just get a Saga. Even though it did kill us last game. We'll see. We'll see. Could theoretically get a Tabernacle. That doesn't seem as good. Let's just get a Saga. They can Vigor my Golos and my Saga, and that leaves me pretty bad shape. I don't think straight Tabby is very good. Okay, they just have a Wasteland for my Saga. It's a good sign that we didn't get Vigored. Go to our next turn here. No. Draw. City. Hmm. I think this is fine. Play this while I have a chance. I mean, I still don't really care about QP's Slasher, but it was nice this season when I got to actually use QP's for something. They also have Vigor? I guess they can hit Golos Time Vault if they want. I don't think we have enough pressure to just go straight Tabby. I think we like have to go Saga, especially because they are a Wasteland deck as well. Though I guess it would have resulted in a similar outcome. Sandy Dog on Twitter has been hilarious. People are like, man, this is the best change of all time. I finally get to use all my QPs. And on every single post, he's like, play more LCQs, play more LCQs, play more LCQs. And everyone's like, no, Sandy Dog, LCQs suck. We don't want to do that. It's too funny, man. What a character. I don't feel very good about this game, to be honest. Maybe it wasn't a keep. It feels hard to say that Turret 1 Golos isn't a keep, but what changed about QPs? Well, they just added a bunch of events to use QP with at the end of the season to try to fix the one ring shortage, which was nice. I got to use like 200 QPs on sealed window boxes. All right, so I can theoretically choose to dismember this Vengevine if I would like to. I don't think I'm going to. Hated the Golos attack. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you had a like a 3-day opportunity to use all your QPs for free sealeds. Uh-huh. I need to save this for Collector Roof, though. I probably should just not have attacked with Golos. Attacking with Golos was just not amazing, unfortunately. It's especially a problem if they follow up with a hollow one and they have 2 large attackers. Yeah, not ideal. Things are quite bad. Kind of wish I had dismembered, but hard to make that call there. You would have gotten, good God, it's over. 5 entries, so at least 30 packs of product. Drew the ring. Drawing the ring is good. I don't think this is good enough, Slasher. I think I used too much of my life total, unfortunately. We have to, like, what, immediately draw a... Okay. Yeah, that Golos attack might just cost me the game. Definitely possible. We go to 6. Might not even be able to activate my ring again. I actually can't even cast my Worm Coil. I think the Golos attack will lose us this game, unfortunately. Because I need 4 life back. And then not dismembering the Vengevine will also lose us this game. That would have given me 2 life back. Looks like every choice I made in this game was wrong. Because that's how you learn, right? I could have had 6 life back. I would be at 14. I would be in a very good position to win this game, I think. Very sad. Very sad. Oh, that's even worse. I mean, I can't cast Worm Coil. I only had 5 mana. And I'm going to lose a ton of more mana right now, too. No, I threw this game in about a million ways. Don't think this is enough, right? I go to 4 and I die because I have just small enough life total to lose here. Yeah. I mean, I deserve to lose this game. I made compounding mistakes. Pretty bad. It was pretty hard to play that game worse than I did. We'll look at the cards and see if I would have won if I had played better. I'm not sure the Dismember was technically a mistake, but the Golos attack was super bad. The Dismember, like, there's a very good reason not to Dismember the Vengevine, and that's because of Collector Roof. But I mean, for my Dismember to be a mistake, I would have had to known I was drawing the One Ring. So I think the Dismember was fine. The attack was terrible and is going to lose us this game. The Dismember was reasonable. So I block here and I gain 6, which completely offsets their attack as long as they don't find a Cradle to pump the Root Walla. But I am taking 2 and 3, so I'm gonna go to 1. I don't think that's a good play. I think I would always go for Saga over Golos still. Over the other one still. All right, so I go and I take 2 here, and I take 1 here, and then I draw a Monolith, and then I draw 3 cards off my ring, and I drew a Manifold Key, which... Okay, so I can key my ring for 4 cards, or I can key my engine to get life to am I stabilizing if I attack with my Worm Coil and untap it? Is that stabilizing? No, hold on. I know that we can key ring, but I'm saying if we go to 7 and untap our Worm Coil, we stabilize, don't we? I mean, I can't get hit by a Vengevine. I have a Wasteland. That is an odd block. I could dismember, I guess, but I don't think I care. I think I'd rather just have this and then key again, right? I guess I don't have to key right away if I want. Vigor to kill our blockers. I could just find a new ring. I'm going to draw cards now. Dismember doesn't really help us. I guess I could have tapped Monolith there instead. That was probably better. Oh, this game is Super 1, right? No, I lose on the swing back if I do that. I have to play Workshop now. I was thinking about playing Wormcoil and Wastelanding, but that would put me to 5, and I would... Oh, wait, no, I could untap my Mana Vault, right? So maybe I could do that. Unless I get Collector Oofed. It's impossible for me to get Collector Oof from this spot, though. So I can do that. I just have to go back to 1 again. I go to 5. I untap using these mana. Yeah. I think so. I guess they could hit both my mana sources. No, I could just untap with a key. I think this is it. I think this plays around everything. Their block was really not good, I don't think. Weird game. I thought I threw it for sure. Did not play that game well. The gardens are unplayable. They're not unplayable. They're just not very good, right? I kind of like them in the Sheer Con deck instead of like Glimmer Void. Glimmer Void is not a playable magic card. Do not put Glimmer Void in your deck. But how do they beat spheres? They just don't care about spheres. Spheres just don't do anything. My opponent's deck plays mana. No. This is a different deck. This is not Squee, Countervine. This is Aggrovine. They play Cradle and Yavimaya and lands. They just have mana. Spheres are not good against them. No worries. I think these Massacres are like super main deckable in these One Ring decks. I really like them. All right. What do we got? What do we have? This hand has... God, now this is a question, right? Is this hand good enough against Aggrovine on the draw that kept 7? Feel like the answer has to be no, right? Like, what is this hand doing? Like, it's just not fast enough. If I had a Moxen, I would snap keep it with turn 1 ring. But I don't, so I think it just has to be mulliganed. This hand has a Dismember and a Saga and 6 drops. This looks quite bad. No, you don't really want to be wastelanding your opponent's deck. They're not that good at using the Bazaar. All right, well, all or nothing, baby. What card can we put back? So if we put back the Dismember and the Saga, we can't win on turn 1. This is so bad. I think the answer is actually we put away the Monolith and a Saga, keep a Dismember, and just try to cheese them. This hand's not good against my opponent's deck, but we're gonna just try cheesing them. I don't have high hopes of us winning this game, but I don't think going to 4 is gonna produce good results either. So I think this is fine to just try to cheese and win. They have they have 8 tools in their deck that make this extremely bad. 4 Vigors and 4 Oofs. And I guess even Wasteland is pretty good. But you know, I think it's better to have the Dismember than the Monolith so that we actually cover the Oof line. Because we're never beating Vigor no matter what, but Dismember lets us beat Oof, which is kind of sick. Like, if they don't have any Vigors, right? And then we go like turn 1 Vault, and then they play turn 2 Oof, we can Dismember and draw a land and play Key and go off. So it seems reasonable to me. But yeah, I think the likelihood of us winning this game quite low. Well, the problem is like we have no counterplay to a vigor, right? Hmm. It's kind of an interesting idea. I don't know. Playing a key has like some pretty reasonable upsides. Not sure. Well, we could bait a vigor with Saga next turn, maybe. Kind of an anemic hand from the opponent, which makes me feel like they have a vigor. But I mean, they're probably going to keep every 7 that has Bizarre, so that's not exactly true. I don't want to yield till end step though, unless they have nothing, because I want to be able to dismember a oof if they have it. Okay, they have a wasteland. I guess now we can't bait with Saga, unfortunately. Oh, I guess now we can bait with Saga. Nice wasteland. Get off my screen. Oh, what do they have beside you? Oh. Hilarious. A message was certainly sent. One green. Lizard wizard? Lizard wizard. Cradle oof. Cradle pump. Cradle oof. Or pump. Looks like pump. Oh, lizard wizard. Okay. Another one? Oh! That's okay. I don't actually care about that because I have a plan and they don't have a vigor. I guess they could have a hard cast vigor. Shit. I guess they can have a hard cast vigor, huh? Just need to draw a what we needed to do was draw a workshop that turn. They can still hard cast vigor on this turn. We needed to draw, or I could have, if I had played my key the last turn, that would have been, I guess that wouldn't have been lethal. I really needed to draw the workshop on that turn. Another instance where workshop is better than Saga Slasher. Just another one. Shit. So if they have a vigor, we lose. If they have a collector roof, 8, 11, 12, 13. I can still win with a mana source draw. Just replace Saga with 4 more shops. True. Okay, so I can beat a collector roof here with a mana draw, and I can beat attack all with nothing. And I can't beat a Vigor no matter what. I mean, we crushed all the blue decks tonight. What are you talking about? Workshop's busted. Workshop cast the One Ring. What more could you ask for from a land, really? No! Oh, now we need to draw a mana source. If they pump here, we can win still. If they don't pump here, we have lost. Because that means they have Vigor as their last card. Oh, they have Vigor as their last card. Okay, so it didn't matter what we chose to do here. Yeah, I mean, we thought they had Vigor the whole time, and there was no way for us to beat it, really. Not that we drew the mana to beat it anyways, but... Like, no pump there means they must have Vigor, so... Alright, we died. Needed to draw more mana sources. Not a Wormcoil Engine. It would have been a lot for that to get there anyways. So not a bad league overall. Obviously some problems there, but I don't even think that matchup is bad. I think we just kind of mulliganed too many times there. And obviously they had the absolute top of the line draw in game one. Okay, not bad. Definitely saw some potential in the ring. I liked the Wormcoil as a way to offset the ring. Overall, an interesting direction to take the deck. I still think the ring wants to be in a blue deck, but it definitely does want to be in a workshop deck. So it's hard. It's a hard compromise. We have to find a blue workshop deck. Very challenging. And a blue workshop deck that casts Force of Will very often. Which is what we tried to do in the very first league, but we haven't got the formula right yet. We'll figure it out. More vintage content coming to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this YouTube channel. I'll see you then.